Hello, uh, guys. Welcome to the Witness Without Identity channel. Um, I want to thank you guys for listening to me. Today, I'm going to keep continuing on this Ben Shapiro Piers Morgan debate about gun control. It's pretty fun, and we're going to go about it, and I'm going to give my thoughts. So, this is an interview that Piers Morgan and Ben Shapiro had about 2017. Uh, Thank you.
Try and supply these guns and make them less accessible to criminals?
I don't know whether you could make them less accessible to criminals. Let's assume that's the case, that you could make them less accessible to criminals. Again, my question remains for you, Piers, and I'm still waiting for an answer from the left on this. They say they're pro-Second Amendment. Why don't you want to ban handguns? If you really want to solve the quote-unquote gun violence problem in America, go after all the guns. Why just stop yourself at assault rifles?
Because I believe and respect.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I think that's a bad point, Ben Shapiro. I think that's a bad point. It's not a good point what you're making here. You're saying that like when people want to fix something, they got to fix the whole thing all the time. That's the only way things can work. No, it's not true. Sometimes you might want to mitigate solutions. Sometimes there are situations that can only be mitigated. So you go after the machine guns because they are obvious and they are easy target. I mean, it's the best target to get. You know that it's machine gun, and you can leave handguns, and then there's no mass shootings anymore. At least you cure one of the problem. Now the handgun problem we can deal with it not a different way because America is a country that believes in the Second Amendment. So it's going to be difficult to remove all the guns from all those handguns. But like machine guns, an individual, why do you want a machine gun that's like that powerful? Or maybe we can have machine gun that do not fire real bullets. We stop selling those real bullets, but it will still give the same feeling of shooting. Maybe that's what we should do. I don't know. I don't know about guns, but I'm saying if we can invent a weapon that can shoot but not kill mass people, that would be better maybe. But I don't think the Ben Shapiro idea is good. He's saying that like, okay, so you don't want machine gun. Why don't you just ban all the guns and be real about it? No, I don't think so. It's not true. Some things, like it's kind of like if you have like a problem in your city, you want to decrease the homeless problem. Let's say you decrease it by 25%, 30%, and there's another 70% that's still there. You still did something. Anything counts. Anything counts. And Ben Shapiro, he look like he doesn't believe that any amount of death that was reduced is good. Any amount of death that was reduced is a great thing. So I don't agree with Ben Shapiro on this point at all. I do not agree with him. You should what Piers Morgan says is right. He's totally right about this. You should be able to mitigate something, but I don't know if it's something that's possible though. The removal of machine gun. You have to be realistic about the culture of this country. So that's what I'm saying. And I have to say, guys, I don't mean to say this, but it's messed up to say that the machine gun could be a little bit more fun than the handgun. The way they sound, the power in them, it feels and it sounds and it I don't own a weapon, but it does. It just does. It's like it's and I think that's what messing up people. They make people like because I play video game, I see what can make people attracted to that kind of weapon, and here we are. So guys, thank you guys. Subscribe to my channel. No, I have more to go. Sorry, I have more to go. Here's more.
An American's right under the Second Amendment of the Constitution that you kindly brought in to defend themselves with a handgun or a pistol. What I don't understand...
And most of the murders are committed with those weapons.
What I don't... Well, as we just established, because I talked you through them, the last 4 mass shootings in America...
Adam Lanza had 2 pistols on him.
Well,
he didn't just have an assault rifle. If he hadn't had the assault rifle...
He didn't use them, as you know.
And if he hadn't had the assault rifle, he wouldn't have used them?
Explain to me this. I can't buy this. This is 6 packets of Sudafed. They're one of the many companies that make this particular ingredient, which you can't buy legally in America. There we are, 6 packets. That is illegal for me to buy in that quantity in Walmart, say. But I can buy an AR-15 military-style assault rifle. I can then, as we saw with Holmes, the shooter in Aurora, go and get 6,000 rounds of ammunition from the internet, and I can go and blow up a movie theater. Do you think that's right?
Well, we can talk drug laws another time, but I think that the question is...
Does that make sense to you?
No, I think what would make sense is laws that are calibrated to solve the problem. So if you think that the problem is only assault rifles...
Which guns would you remove?
I think the ones that have largely been removed from the market, fully automatic weapons, would be a good start. I think that
you wouldn't remove any semi-automatics at all.
And no, because semi-automatic just means that when you pull the trigger once, one bullet comes out.
Do you understand how
most basic revolvers are essentially.
Do you understand how an AR-15 performs when it's been modified and has a magazine?
I do. I saw it in the North Hollywood shootout. And you know what? It was illegal to do that, and people did it anyway. We have 12 million illegal immigrants in this country. We're not able to stop people from coming illegally into this country over the southern border into places like California, where I live normally. I think you'd be very hard pressed to stop guns from coming across that border illegally as well. I mean, California has some of the strictest gun laws.
Would you want every American to have an AR-15?
No, not every American.
Who would you stop?
I would stop anyone with a criminal background. I would stop anybody with a history of mental illness. And I would stop, and I would I would require that people who have somebody who has a criminal background or a history of mental illness in the household keep that gun locked up and safe.
What about the background checks? 40% of all gun sales in America now, gun trades are not covered by background checks.
I believe in background checks.
For everybody?
For everybody.
So there should be a database, a national register?
If it's not public. I don't like what happened with the Journal News putting out gun permits, which allows criminals to target particular homes.
When the NRA came out today after the meeting with the White House and just said we're just not prepared to entertain effectively any kind of new gun restrictions, what do you think of that?
What's astonishing to me is the left's attack on the NRA, because the NRA they don't receive a dime of public dollars. They're an interest group. I don't see, it's funny. The left, they like to talk also about violent video games,
for
example.
Framing it as left or right, because
sure.
I don't have a horse in the race. I'm going to vote either way.
Come on, Piers. You tend to be more to the left. We all understand.
The NRA, as you know, are a very active and well-funded and powerful body. And what they do...
Why are you asking? I just want to finish the point. This is very quick, I promise. The point that I'm making is this. There's been a lot of talk by a lot of people about video game violence. I haven't seen David Gregory interviewing the head of the ACLU and saying it's your broad interpretation of the First Amendment that's responsible for this. But people are bringing on the NRA and saying it's your broad interpretation of the Second Amendment that's responsible for this. They're an interest group. If you want legislation passed, talk to legislators. Don't go to the NRA, which is representing its members.
Here's what the NRA and people like Alex Jones and others do.
Don't let me in with Alex Jones.
Fine. After each of these massacres, they come out. All the gun rights supporters come out very strongly and very vociferous and very powerful, and they basically instill fear. They say if everyone in the movie theater had been armed, if everyone at the school had been armed, it wouldn't have happened. And here's what happens. Gun sales and ammunition sales rocket, as we've seen in the last 3 weeks.
Oh, don't pass the buck, Piers. I mean, the truth is that the reason that people are buying a lot of guns right now, Piers, is because people on the left are talking very much about banning guns. And so a lot of people are saying, if I'm not going to have the right...
Okay, so this is the situation, guys, with Ben Shapiro, with this situation about the gun control. So, it's an amazingly difficult situation. We cannot stop illegal immigration. Now, if we stop the guns being sold to the American people, there will be tons of illegal guns coming. And now nobody has legal guns. So the legal people that can buy it fairly in the market, they won't be able, but the illegal guys will be able to have their guns. So it would be not fair. That's kind of what Ben Shapiro is saying. In a way, it might be true. I think there's a little bit of truth to that. But I'm going to keep on doing this. I'm going to show you the last quarter, the last part of this video, and so please subscribe to my channel and let me know what you guys think, and thank you.